What is state compliance? All right, let's discuss what state compliance and annual report is. But first, I need to let you know, disclaimer, I am not your attorney. I am not your CPA. I'm just providing general education that you can find anywhere. It's all public knowledge. I just like trying to break it down for you in a very easy to understand way, or at least I think that that's what I'm doing. Okay, state compliance. Now, to reiterate, we have a couple of videos that go over all of the basics, Small Business 101 playlist, so check that out. But from those videos, you'll know that an LLC or corporation is not filed with the federal government. It is filed with the state government. And so in this case, we've got Sally here who has a lemonade stand in the state of Texas. She is not registered to do business in any other state. She can expand from Texas to Oklahoma and Louisiana by filing foreign LLC filings in those states, but that's a video for another day. Right now, she has an LLC in the state of Texas. It's a domestic LLC filing in the state of Texas, which is, if you just file for the first time in the state of Texas, that's what you become. And let's say she started her business in 2020, the great year of all years, and it's a couple years later, or it's 2021 rather, and the business it's picked up steam. So the state basically, in more or less, just kind of wants to say, hey, Sally, are you still around? Do you still have Sally's lemonade shop? And if so, are you still at 123 Main Street? Is your registered agent the same? They might ask, what is your gross revenue? Because maybe there are taxes associated. There might be state level taxes. Every state has their own tax rate. So the state might say, hey, Sally, the state of Texas, for example, and this is the state of Texas. This does not go for other states. And if you want to know which state to file in, again, that's another video for another day, but generally you file in the state that you work in because that state is going to be the state that wants their tax revenue. In the state of Texas, if you do under, I think it's $1,180,000 in gross revenue, if you do under that amount, you owe no taxes. So the state's basically just saying like, hey, Sally, it's 2022. We're just checking to see, did you make more than $1,180,000? And Sally's like, nope, didn't make that. I made actually $500,000. Still a really awesome lemonade stand. I made $500,000. The state's like, okay, cool. You don't owe us any money. And Sally's like, cool, I know. But Sally still needs to file that report with the state of Texas. In the state of Texas, it's due May 15th every year. Again, every state is different. So some states, it's the anniversary of your LLC filing, or it's the last day of the month of the anniversary of your filing, or the last day of the quarter of the anniversary of your filing, or the last day of the quarter before the anniversary of your filing. Some states, it's once every 2 years. So it's really important to know when your state compliance is due. So Sally in the state of Texas is basically just got to file by, between January 1st and May 15th of every year, and needs to say, hey, state of Texas, here's how much gross revenue I made, and answer a couple other questions. There's probably a dozen, in the state of Texas, it's like a dozen to 20 questions that they ask. And a lot of these questions, where do they come up with these questions? So really, I think it's the legislature of that state comes up with rules on how businesses, are supposed to kind of be managed. And so those questions come from some law that some lawmaker made that says, okay, well, if this lemonade stand is this very specific thing, then they owe this tax revenue. So basically, the state compliance or the annual report is a form you fill out on the state's website, and you answer these questions. You say yes, no, yes, no, 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 yes, and yes. And then you either owe the money or you don't. But generally, it happens every single year. Your state is unique, so you need to figure out when your state is due. If you're a Better Legal customer, we will, for free, tell you when that is every year. We will send you a reminder the first of every year. Hey, this is when your due date is. We'll send you reminders as that's coming up. That is part of our package, for the life of your business. If you want someone to do it for you, you don't want to do it because it freaks you out, you're uncomfortable, you don't want to do it wrong. We provide that service as well. You can buy the state compliance service. And not only will we remind you, we will email you and get the answers to any questions asked in a very simple way. So you don't have to answer this very specific question about REITs or whatever other nonsense the lawmakers are kind of asking these weird questions. But again, the basic answer to this question is that it's really just a check-in. They just want to make sure they don't have, there are millions and millions of companies formed every single year throughout the United States. And, unfortunately, a lot of businesses just don't last. Some are side hustles and people protect themselves and then they never get it going. Some people, they try their best. I know I've had several businesses that have failed before, and they just don't work out. And that's fine. You can, start again. The state just wants to know if you're still active, and they have you check in for that. And the other thing that's very, very important about this is that this is required. This is not something that you have the option to do. And so you are required to file this state compliance with them whenever that comes up. And if you do not do it, you can forfeit the LLC or the corporation altogether. So it's very important that it gets done on time. Some states are more forgiving than other states. I'm going to use Texas again as an example because I know all of this information off the top of my head. But Texas, if you miss a year, you can file, and there's a $50 late fee if you don't hit that May 15th deadline. Let's say you file a year late or 2 years late. I've seen a situation personally where the people I went into business with, I thought that they handled it. They didn't. And after 4 years, when we were trying to get everything cleared up, the state told us we owed $3,000, and since it was 4 years later, we couldn't dispute it. And that was in the state of Texas. So taking care of this stuff on time is very important. Again, every state is unique in how hardcore they are about being late. So it's best just not to be late. That's why it's a benefit to hire someone like us to handle that for you. I know I was at a weird story day, I guess. I was at a Chinese restaurant with my fiance, and it was where I went to. It was a Chinese restaurant in my hometown, and it looked the exact same as when I was a kid. And so I just questionably was like, I wonder when this place started. So I looked them up on the Texas Comptroller's website to see, when it was originally formed. And it just so happened that they had forfeited their LLC because they hadn't filed in a couple of years. And so the problem with that is that if they get a lawsuit, that LLC or corporation protection is gone. If you don't file with the state and you don't keep it up to date to say, yes, I'm still active, here's the information, and here's your tax revenue or your fees or whatever, if you don't do that when they require you do that, they might give you a little leeway on, being on probationary status, but after that, you're done. The LLC is over, finito, kaput. And if you get into a lawsuit from there, it is as if you never had the LLC. And so that's why it's super important to make sure that you do this state compliance on a regular basis. So with that, we'll end this here. If you got benefit from this video, please like and subscribe. You can also go to betterlegal.com to learn more about the various services we provide. Business formation services are our primary, registered agent service, state compliance service. We have a whole host of other amendments that we do once you're a customer. Unlike the competitors, we just have one simple package for everything, so you don't have to figure out a matrix of options, and so that's the benefit of going with Better Legal for one flat fee. Anyway, that's enough kind of shilling my service, but thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next video.